Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, as always, for tuning in to The Reckoning. This is, I think, episode 10. We have so many now that I'm starting to lose track, so I'll probably just stop saying that. So, a lot of you may remember a pretty recent video. Turns out I featured this sometime in mid-January. It happened at the end of December of last year. So, this woman is working on a utility pole that is situated on a public easement, which is like an area that's carved out. Well, I mean, it's literally just anywhere that the public has access to. But in particular cases like this, it's where an area that surrounds, say, like a public utility pole or something like that needs to be accessed by workers, often on a moment's notice. So that they can go and work on that stuff and they're not trespassing on anyone's property or forced to ask for permission to access it. And in the midst of her, routine performance of the duties of her job, just another day at work for her, this group of people come out to confront her, and they do so in a really, unbelievably aggressive and angry way that doesn't seem to make any sense if you're just viewing this footage in a vacuum. And this footage was initially posted by the sister of the woman who's recording this video. The woman recording this video's name is Jade. Her sister's name is Alyssa. And Alyssa has a reasonably sized TikTok account that has, makeup tutorials. She's getting married soon. I couldn't help but notice. If you're watching this, congratulations, Alyssa, on your marriage. So Jade gives this footage to her sister, and apparently this is the second of such incidents she's recorded in 2 weeks. So a week before this was recorded, another incident with the lady that you see in the white robe by herself was recorded, and that was apparently the first of these encounters with these crazy people, and then the other two get involved this time. We'll get into that. But she gives it to her sister because her sister has a larger platform than she does, and she wants awareness toward what happened to her. Understandable, right? So obviously it blows up, and a ton of people saw it, and everybody starts to wonder, who are these people? Internet starts doing its thing, right? Who are these people? What are they doing? What happened? This led the sister, Alyssa, to publish a series of videos updating us on what happened before, what happened after, who was involved, yada yada. So we're going to dive into that, but first let's watch the original footage because it's pretty gnarly, and I think we need a refresher here, as usual.
Why don't you get the hell off this land? If you're threatening
I'm not. I'm just asking you to back up.
Call the police right now. She's threatening me with something.
Videotape me.
Don't.
I'm already videotaping, so you guys are good. Good.
Why are you doing this? Why
I'm
did
just
they?
here for the pole.
Which
The pole's up. This one right here. For
They did a
DKG.
great job.
For sure.
And not only that,
You don't have anything.
I'll be excited whenever the police come.
Me too.
So I'm just gonna keep painting a little bit.
just tell me.
You ain't gonna do anything. You're not gonna paint.
She is fighting. My friends are trying to stop her.
What's up?
Girl,
Call three. What's
called
good?
the police. The
Police
police are
are coming.
coming.
Well, why don't
Get
you-
off
why
my
don't you
land.
For them.
Well, then
Get
stop
off my
painting
land.
until they get here.
Do not. Let's calm down. Hear
Don't-
her. She's gonna hit my friend. No, I'm not. Her. No. Yes, I am. Please. She took her
I'm
thing
calm.
to
I'm
hit
gonna
my
stand right here.
friend.
Good, stand right there.
Yes. Yes.
A couple things really stood out to me here. First, we can see that this is the first time that they've left the house to come confront her again. As I mentioned earlier, there was another encounter with the lady alone. But this is, for all intents and purposes, this is the first time that that guy is meeting this woman. And he comes out and accuses her of not having ID, though he never, and we can see this from watching the video, he never actually asked her if she had ID. So how could he possibly know that?
And not only that,
You don't have anything.
Second, we can hear Jade specifically say, "I'm here doing this poll for Duke Energy." Now, since we already know that this took place in North Carolina, we can safely assume, I think, that this is Duke Energy, the public utility energy company that services not just North Carolina, but a bunch of different states thereabouts.
The pole's up.
This one right here.
They did a great job.
Also, me just being annoying, that lady saying they did a great job made no sense in the context of that conversation. That was nonsense, what she was saying. But the most incriminating part, well, actually, the primary incriminating part of this video, I think, again, just one man's opinion, but we notice that this guy lunges at Jade twice in this video. He comes at her first once, and you can see him kind of grab toward her, and then the phone moves away.
She is fighting. My friends are trying to stop.
And then he does it again in a more egregious way, while this woman is on the phone saying that she is attacking him.
Hear her. She's gonna hit my friend.
The egregiousness overall of the behavior of these people who are confronting her led to, obviously, the video got really large, and I wouldn't be covering it if it wasn't. But a lot of people wanted to know who these people were, or at least make sure that this woman and her sister were able to locate these people so that they could probably press charges. I would at least try if I were them and I was in this situation. And of course, due to so many people asking for an update, we got the first update video from Alyssa posted to her TikTok account shortly thereafter.
All right, so hello everyone. First, thank you for tagging everyone in the video. We are still working to locate the people, at least like find names and stuff. So if you have any information or if you know anyone, just keep sharing, because I'm praying and hoping that the internet does its thing, which is why I resorted to posting this on TikTok. I'm hoping that the internet does its thing and finds these terrible, terrible people. So first and foremost, this did not happen to me. It actually happened to my sister. It happened last week. So my sister she works for an infrastructure company, and she locates utilities. So she was out doing her job. She was working on a pole for an energy company here in North Carolina. We live in North Carolina. And she was just out doing her job. This was not her first encounter with the lady. If she gives me her permission, then I will post the video of the first encounter, because she actually sent it to me 2 weeks ago.
Now, unfortunately, despite me looking everywhere, I was totally unable to locate this other video. I don't think that she ended up posting it, and if she did, she pretty immediately took it down. So, unfortunately, we don't have that footage. I did, not for lack of trying, I scoured the internet for this.
In the first encounter, it was just the lady by herself, the older lady, the one who's on the phone in the video. But I was visibly upset. I was at work. I was really trembling, because not out of fear, but more so out of anger, because it's the fact that people have the audacity to act like this and feel so entitled. We all know you can own your land, you can own your property, but you don't own the utility poles. Like, that's just should be common sense, but whatever. I'm a homeowner. I know that if the state or if the city comes out and does any work, like, I don't own the utilities. So anyway, but my sister's a utility worker. She was out working. This was her second encounter with the lady, but this time the lady was not by herself. That's where she had the man and the woman with the red hair.
And important bit of clarification there, because I'm just now noticing that there are two women in this video with a white robe on, and I said it's the woman in the white robe that she encountered the first time. So it's the one that's standing in the back, and the two people who are most forward in this confrontation, the most aggressive, are the two new people.
With her. But as you can hear, they called her very terrible names, everything shy of the N-word. They did not mention the N-word in the video, but you could tell just from the terrible, terrible names and the way they were talking to her and the way that they were coming at her that they didn't mean any good. So there is a longer video, but obviously you can't post 13-minute videos to TikTok.
No, but you can post 10-minute videos, and I think we all would have loved to see the rest of that. That would have been great.
And some of it was just her waiting for the police once the people finally went in the house. So, yes, my sister's name is Jade. She is okay. it was not my content, but she did ask me to post it to social media just to bring awareness of the situation. So I did post it here with her permission. But like I said, it happened. The second encounter happened a week ago. The first encounter with the lady, the lady in the robe, happened 2 weeks ago. If y'all will, please do us a favor and continue to tag people who may be helpful in helping us identify these people and bring justice for my sister Jade.
Obviously, even after this initial update, TikTokers still had a ton of questions. Everybody was invested in this story now, and after seeing this, they just had more and more questions. One of the biggest that I noticed, one of the most commonly repeated, was people who were asking whether or not Jade had some kind of identifying, garb or some way of people who saw her out and about knowing that she was with, a utility company and not just some random person with a can of spray paint running around in the woods. So, which, fair, obviously not to excuse the insane behavior of these people, even if that was the case, but still, fair question. So, no, actually, she had a caution vest on. As I mentioned earlier, they never actually asked her to see ID, which would have been very easy to do, would have been very easily presented. And she also had, by the way, a company card that she came in that had the big logo of the company emblazoned on the side. So there's no way that they didn't know that she was a worker. My point is that these questions necessitated another update video, which Alyssa saw fit to provide us. So I'm going to show you that. She also informs us that they are actively trying to track these people down.
So there have been a lot of questions, and this is one of the most popular ones. So my sister actually drives a company truck that has the company name on the side, and she also wears a utility vest. So it's not like she was out there in civilian clothes spray painting on somebody's lot. I mean, we've all seen the orange spray paint with the orange flags whenever a company comes and locates utilities. So it's not foreign what she was doing. So the people were just clearly trying to harass her. So part of the issue also was the guy, I guess, came from somewhere else and actually blocked her truck in.
Wait, so then that clarifies with 100% certainty that dude who was being the most aggressive, accusing her of not being who she said she was, he must have seen her company truck because he saw fit to block it in. So there's no way that he missed the giant logo on the side of the truck. It's impossible.
So she could neither get in nor out. So had she tried to leave or had she tried to escape, there was no way out because of the way that he blocked her in. So I mentioned in the other video, if she allows me to, I will try to snip and post the second video, but I don't want to speak too much in the future, but essentially nothing has happened to the people. The officer did come and he talked to the victims, which we all know they are not victims. They were the one harassing her. They were the one attacking her. But he talked to them first, and then he came and talked to Jade and basically was like, well, these people are just trying to protect their property. But okay, here is Jade trying to protect her life. It was 3 of them against 1, and she was just out there trying to work. So it's infuriating. Not the type of content that I normally post, but if you know me, you know I stand 10 toes down behind all of mine. So all of my family, like everybody knows that I'm Jade's big sister. We're 6 years apart, so I don't play. I don't play about that. I don't play about my family. So that's just not gonna happen. But yeah, so the police did call. He ended up shaking hands with the white man at the end. So I'll get that from Jade and at least post that bit of the footage. Some of it gives out personal information about her, and like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my sister. I'm going to protect Black women like we should be doing anyway as a society, but I'm not going to say neither here nor there because it is here and there. But yeah, so I'll at least try to post that little clip of him shaking his hand because they acted like totally different people once the sheriff got on the property. But yes, she was in uniform. Yes, she has a utility vehicle. This was not her first encounter, as I mentioned in another video. So it's not like the lady didn't know what she was here for, because prior to this, the lady already called and complained about Jade being on her property.
One of the questions that immediately pops into my mind is, if the sheriff was being all buddy-buddy with this guy, did that mean that Jade just never showed the sheriff the footage of them attacking her? Or did he ignore that footage, or, I don't know, just kind of take it in stride and still decide that these people were totally fine? Because as far as I'm aware, you can't just lunge at people. That's not lawful. So I'm just a little confused about how it is that the sheriff would have been so fine with what it is that they were doing. Anyway, that all just struck me as very weird, the way that that played out. But after a couple more days, we get another final update, and this is literally the last update in the whole series. She says that, and then it's wedding videos after that. But she leaves us with a very short update, and I would just play the audio, but I keep getting... It's like the backtrack to a major song that's in the background of it. So every time I try to upload it, it's just getting copyright claimed by the company that owns that original song. But essentially all she says is, we got them. We found them. We know who they are. And we will be pursuing every legal avenue to get them back for this. Which, you know, more power to you. So, but there is an end part to this video where there is no music, so I will allow her to finish up what she has to say. Thanks for watching very much. I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Expressed how composed Jade was in the video, and it's really sad that that is something that has to be praised, or something that has to be... I don't know the word for it right now, but something that really has to be condoned, because had she not kept her composure, we know that it could have went a totally different way. So I'm thankful to have her here. She's my little sister, and you know, I'm glad she's okay. And I hate that happened to her, and it was way too close to home, way too close to home. So thank you.